Hello everyone, it's Healthy Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi-Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here with me. Hi ladies. This hairstyle makes you look slim. Like, very, oval. How you doing, YK?
Hello Mariah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to our viewers. My first time on the show this year.
That's true.
Yes,
Good to have you back, YK.
And Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to you too.
So how was your break since you've seen it for the first time?
Yes, so my break.
You travel.
Why? Did you give me money to travel?
You boom. A white Christmas,
I've never even witnessed a white Christmas in my life. So I don't know where you are getting that from. But my partner and I were sitting a couple of days ago. We were sitting in the garden and all the generators were, then suddenly there was silence. And then we realized how we are suffering, how we have, our brains are so noisy because the noise. And then we now start getting used to the sound. And then we now start talking above the sound.
That's why we're always shouting.
That's why Nigerians shout everywhere in the world.
I think I've told you this story a million times. When I just got to the US for the first time, when I'm talking to my brother-in-law, my brother's wife, I'm talking to my sister-in-law, I'm having a conversation with her. He says, "Stop shouting, Mariah, I can hear you." And there's like, the food is like, I'm right in front of you. You don't have to shout. And I'm wondering, please, am I shouting like that? So we are used to it. We travel abroad and we are screaming to the person.
People in YK's area now can afford alternative power.
In my area,
That area.
My own area, I must thank Fashola.
I can afford it now.
YK, I have at least 22 hours of light.
Seriously, Mariah, please don't say that because they
Honestly,
were nice the first
it's as
year.
if NEPA just loves us. I mean, a PHC or whatever they're called now. They just love us. 22 hours. I'm like, Jehovah. Now we have to keep buying and buying.
You are a very lucky person.
You
are a very lucky person because at the shrine we're always buying diesel and we're always getting high NEPA bills. But then we now realized that when the generator goes off and everywhere is quiet, you are now confused. You don't know what to do with this silence anymore.
Anyways, let me come to the ladies. You're very correct. You're very right. Topsy, how you doing?
Awesome. Me too.
It's amazing, not awesome.
No, me, I'm awesome.
Okay.
I'm happy about every opportunity I'm getting, and YK just brought something to my mind in terms of being conscious of what is going on. A lot of people complain about having headaches and all that. It might be these things around. When I was jogging, I realized that when I jog early in the morning, on my way back, once you notice Keke Napep passing, the oxygen, the air changes. Okay. We need to watch all these things. We really need to.
Pollution.
Pollution.
Noise pollution.
Hair pollution.
Air pollution. It's just
crazy.
My holiday was awesome.
For the first time, right?
Yes, awesome. Everybody.
Amazing
holiday. Mr. Zibiri, took up this issue of me always accusing him of not being able to cook, and asked me the day before New Year what I would want him to cook. I didn't believe it. The fried rice was Mr. Makodige. And then I gave him a very difficult soup. Groundnut soup is the traditional soup of we Esako people, and even housewives have problem getting it right. He finished the soup and pounded yam.
Hey!
Oh my God!
I'm so fast. Afolabi-Brown, are you hearing?
I couldn't stop
eating.
I feel ashamed.
My husband enters the kitchen for one thing, to dish his food.
This one doesn't go to the kitchen at all. But for him to put together that kind of cooking and then it doesn't help me. But you set up. You are set up. You set up. You will be working throughout this every weekend is the one.
You can't get it all. There are different kinds of husbands.
Different calibers.
Let's take a break. The day my husband will cook, that day Jesus Christ is coming. That day I know Jesus Christ is coming back today. Stay with us to break.
And he will surprise you and cook.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the punch. Buhari fires FRSC boss over Adeboye others' tenure. Federal government suspends controversial regulation. Picture pupils have returned to started school yesterday. Buhari others meet Jame again on Wednesday. Oshimbajo refutes plan to visit Delta. Alleged fraud. Federal government to charge SAN along with Justice Ademola. Deliver better services or quit, Fashola wants power firms. President sacks aviation agencies, heads appoint Aki Kotu, others. We owe banks $1 million. Oil marketers lament. A Malibu scandal. Jonathan Desani named in Italian probe. Okay, let's
I'll talk about the power issue.
Yes, Fashola.
Fashola speaking up in Lagos, addressing the discos and discos, talking about the fact that they should improve services, but the focus on service I thought would be in terms of
Power generation.
Power generation, it's not within their reach. It was more focused on customer service relations that, okay, if you're not in a good mood or ready to have good conversation, don't pick up, calls. You know, but I would have preferred if he addressed other things in terms of you celebrating good power supply. I don't feel it on my own end and within the same
he addressed
area.
it. He talked about them generating more funds because, you know, definitely they will need more funds. They're looking to partner with the World Bank for more funds to, you know.
But I heard someone mention that the Kenya Disco posted that they got only 6 megawatts for a period of time, and that it is, and they actually announced it that this is what we got, and this is why we won't have enough power. That because we got just 6 megawatts. I think that is beyond just saying that it should be effective. It's what they generate.
I heard the news.
I don't know where you get your own power from. I don't have it.
I listened to the news earlier today, and he was saying, Fashola was saying that the bombing in the Niger Delta is also affecting the supply of power.
All right, well, let's see how it goes. Me, now that I've spoken, I hope they don't take off the power in the area.
I hope they take it off because you have been showing off and it's annoying.
That my entire area, I won't tell you the area. That my entire area.
Even that my fire area, we have
as you're doing. God will continue to bless you. Moving on to the nation. Adeboye. Khan excited as Buhari fires FRSC chief.
Oh my God.
The sack of Jim Obaze is good riddance to bad rubbish. Anybody that wants to fight the church will find himself where he does not want. Jim got to the position by grace of God, was set out to probe and destroy the church of God. By Khan. U.S. Embassy team takes on Magu over DSS allegations, $1 billion debt, save us, oil marketers beg federal government. Buhari orders for Gambia. All right, let's talk about the Adeboye FRSC very quickly.
That's how I heard that, what do you call him, Pastor Adeboye stepped down over the weekend, only to find out that some very strong person decided to force him to step down.
Really?
No,
that's not. It wasn't forced.
There was the policy.
Insisting on implementing that regulation is what made him step down, isn't it? And federal government had already sent him a suspension notice to suspend the implementation.
The minister in particular actually sent a letter in October asking them to stay on that execution of that regulation. However,
it seems they went to the gallery.
He had a dinner with some people with the stock exchange people, and at that dinner they had decided that they were going to go ahead, and he was going to ignore the minister's directive. And then, of course,
he said that he was taken to court. And the court ruled in his own favor. And that is why there was going to be an implementation of this policy. However, the speed with which the presidency responded to this is shocking. Exactly. If you can be this efficient on religious issue, that long is still there. You know, we have Ocholi, the former minister that died almost a year ago, hasn't been replaced. There are many issues
in
Southern Kaduna issue.
There are many issues that the president did not react swiftly concerning. But within 24 hours, touch not my anointed.
Like I read in the Punch.
There was a report.
Madam, don't bring that your touch not my anointed.
I'm quoting the Khan president said that.
No, you didn't say it was a quote. You quoted it.
Sorry, I'm quoting Khan president that said, touch not my anointed, and that is the reason Obaze is being fired. I think that, Murayo, when people study this non-for-profit organization, the code, people have said, experts have said that it is a fantastic policy. And that the only issue that some people might have with it was the stipulation of the years in which it can rule.
It's our hot topic tomorrow. We're going to discuss that length. Hopefully, we can do more research and also we can have let our viewers have an opportunity to make their comments on it. So talk about it. Moving on very quickly to Daily Sun. Heads roll over law on church leaders' tenure. We talked about that already. Handover crisis again. ECOWAS sends Buhari orders to Gambia. Shake up in aviation industry as Buhari fires and replaces 4 CEOs. Army exposes Boko Haram's new mode of operation. 5-hour standstill in Ibadan as Lautech students protest closure. Nwodo Maduike fight for Ohaneze top job. This Lautech story, did you guys read it?
Yeah.
I read that story. It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
There was a protest, about 300 students actually protesting in different sections of in Oyo State. However, the good thing is that the governor actually came out, aborted his meeting, came to speak to the students and told them that himself and Aregbe Shola, that's Osun State governor, are going to put together 500 million naira to inject into the school to pay all the staff and non-academic staff outstanding. So hopefully that should bring some succor to the students. Gambia, who has that story? The aviation, the shake-up in aviation.
The Gambia.
We'll talk about Gambia. Let's talk about Gambia in Vanguard.
Okay.
Let's talk about the shake-up.
The shake-up in aviation. Now, NAMA, that's the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, AIB Accident Investigation Bureau, Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, and NIMET, the Meteorological Society. 4 of them had their bosses fired. Based on the idea is that the president wants to revamp the aviation sector. Okay. I think that it is a good decision to look into that area.
They forgot the minister
for aviation.
Yes. Now, what? No, wait. Listen. I was at the airport on Saturday. I
think the leader needs to take the.
Listen, it's not right. What is happening at the airports is not right. Those airports are gateway into Nigeria. Yeah. It's your first impression of a country when you step in. I mean, it's not right.
Let's see. Maybe
then Arik. Oh my God.
Look, let's not even go to let's go to
the brands.
And that was the ticket I bought for my nephew. Oh gosh.
We've heard a lot about that airline. It's been crazy recently. But let's not even go into that. Let's not make them a hot topic today. Moving on to Vanguard very quickly.
Our hot topic one day.
Soon.
Trust me, who agrees with you? Who has a pending issue with them? So we'll make it a hot topic. Adeboye, federal government fires Obaze, FRC boss. Picture here of the Liberian president, Ellen Sede Johnson, and others as they plan to go to Gambia tomorrow. So 4 civilians, 5 suicide bombers killed in Borno, fresh attacks. Budget lawmakers warn Buhari of imminent face-off. How Ajimogobia opened bank accounts with fake address, says witness. And lawyers, politicians hail Justice Abank's transfer. Let me come to YK first for the Gambia story. You have that story, right?
Yeah, no, they have. They all met yesterday in Lagos. The Senegalese president, the former president of Ghana.
It was in Abuja, actually.
Sorry, in Abuja. Can you imagine? The Liberian president, and they've all decided to go back there to talk to. So to talk sense into somebody who has refused to be sensible.
Unfortunately, there's undemocratic tendencies now manifesting in the Gambia. They've shut down certain media houses. Things are already getting out of control.
Yes. And people are already moving. People are migrating, living in mass because they don't want to be part of the violence that might occur. That whole thing. So
the Ajimogobia story for me. The prosecution witness was saying how he opened the corporate account for her with the address of an uncompleted building, and that, although that should have stalled the opening of the account, but the bank waived it because, she was a very strong customer, funds coming from this customer every day. So it's very, very sad. I'm following that story very closely. I want to see how it goes.
Moving on very quickly to this day, we might have to discuss it. He flew too close to the sun and melted. Obaze sacked. Right. Senate passes 2017-2019 MTF on Thursday. 8 killed in suicide bomb attacks in Maiduguri. Oil marketers raise the alarm over $1 billion bank's debt. Federal government rules out electricity tariff hike for now.
Quickly linking the 8 killed in Borno State, and yesterday we discussed how they want to shut down a lot of the IDP camps. Borno is also saying that they want to shut down all the camps. They've given a timeline of May to shut it down. I think that we need to ensure that when people go back home, the place is safe enough for them to be when they get there.
All right, that's all we can take on front page review.
Somebody has to monitor, sorry.
When we return, Azizat Oshola's statement on female footballer being disrespected and maltreated. That's our hot topic. And later, we chat with the Nigerian's fastest 100-meter runner. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. The Confederation of African Football's Female Player of the Year, Azizat Oshoala, has called for the continent to make conditions better for women. According to her, she feels the Nigerian women's team has been mistreated and disrespected. The men have been doing it for years and they have seen a lot of improvements in the game. If the females can get half of what will definitely bring joy to a lot of girls and a lot of kids out there who feel they are hopeless right now. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so you can read your tweets. Right.
Let me go first.
Yes, madam.
Madam, Miss Aziza Oshoala is very, very, very correct. I followed the last female football competition in Cameroon and I felt very bad the way they treated them. Because, you know, you follow people win from third place to, you know, semi-final and then to the final and then you say you didn't expect them to win. We have the Super Eagles do so well because so much has been given to them. Yet they are not even meeting expectations. They keep falling in our hands and the ladies will do so much, put in so much into it and you know they don't get any recognition. And I feel that she's correct to say that that is why they are where they are.
But
when they go for international football competitions,
that's general perception across the world because women games, even with basketball, well, female football, we haven't really seen that kind of hype, the same hype given to men, the male counterparts. I don't really see that.
I disagree because when you think of Flojo, I don't know if you all remember Flojo. Do you remember her? No. She was famous. When you think of Serena Williams, people talk about them all the time.
About football.
No, for football
you're talking about sports. Women in sports are not given that recognition, and I say it's not true. Women in sports are given that recognition. Football, women in football is not as popular as the male.
Certainly.
Yes, but I believe that they are actually compensated across in other parts of the world.
Yes, I agree.
Africa, they don't really look at them.
It's still that custom of, you know, women are second place and all that. Because internationally, when you watch the female international football, when they finally do qualify for the international cup, they go and you see other countries that are not so well, you know, that you expect that their ladies won't do so well, that their countries have invested so much in, beat these ladies. And they are first in Africa, but they don't get to even third place. Imagine countries like Germany and Canada in female football beating us because their countries give them so much. If you watch the female side, which is the kind of football I like really because I follow them, I see these people do so well. And I feel that we are more informed than them, but because our people just, you know, treat us second class, at some point it will even reduce the motivation these ladies have to go further. They should please
it's a societal issue and it goes beyond sport. The truth is that women are not as encouraged in almost every venture as the male counterpart. It is part of the issues people have with patriarchal society, and they are saying that is why we're not as developed as we could be, because if you give women the same opportunity you give to men, you would have definitely a better developed society. Now, the issue of sport is not just about the football. The sport minister we have right now isn't an impressive one. It is why I mentioned it that there should be a major reshuffle, and it should be one of those that should go, because you cannot have your female football team win a cup not once, not twice, and you're saying you did not expect them to win. You know, there's a way you make somebody feel that they want to put their best into it, even without money. It's not, we just centralize that it's a money issue. It's not just about giving them monetary reward for whatever they've done. You could also reward them based on acknowledging how much they've put in efforts to represent Nigeria.
Let me quickly add to what you just said. The issue for that, for the Minister of Sports, is a misplaced priority thing, because, like you said, it's not about money. They had funds, the NFF had funds to be in Cameroon. They booked hotel, they went to Cameroon and never saw the ladies. They never went to acknowledge even the 8 stages of the competition that they had passed. They never showed, and to say that we didn't prepare, we didn't plan for them to win because we don't have money is another matter entirely.
Maybe they carried their girlfriends there. They used it as honeymoon for them and their girlfriends.
They flew to Cameroon to enjoy themselves.
I was the picture of them with their girlfriends just took me off. What I really wanted to say, what I want to say is, I think that, you know, there are some certain industries in Nigeria that if they put more effort in, they could be money spinners for the country.
Major.
Sports, music, Nollywood, they could increase our GDP
Yes.
to a, you know. So I think maybe the government, instead of thinking only of oil and
agriculture
oil.
Certainly.
No, agriculture is important.
So we totally agree with you, Wike. But I think another angle that I want us to talk about is, which is what Tokwe hinged on, is this is not so much of sports. This is generally how women are treated in our country. In areas, but sports is our focus right now, but in areas where women are just as good as men, we don't get the support that we need. However, there are a lot of women out there actually who try to accomplish things despite the support of the government, and they've been able to go ahead. I mean, that's exactly the case of our girls. But do we always have to have that extra support? Can we? I mean, we've always.
Can we just fight for ourselves?
Yes.
Well,
Everybody needs
of course we can
encouragement now.
Like, for instance, let's go back to the sports issue. The few aunts who can, like the Aziza and co, walked out on the ladies and went back to, you know.
Let me take this call. Lekon, are you there?
Not Lekon, Samali.
Oh, Samali. Sorry, I didn't get it. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I think Oshola is right. Very, very right. That they are being relegated to the background. I watched Obama when he received the U.S. team that won the the Women's World Cup, the balcony of the White House earlier late last year in Washington. You can see the applause. You can see even what comes out of the American president's mouth. Are you compare that to what happened to our girls who went to Cameroon and won the Women Nations Cup for the 8th time? Getting back here, the allowances are not paid. So they said that the sports minister, whom I expect by now should go, I'll be saying it, telling us that he did not say they should go and qualify and carry the cup. It's sorted. What is good for the goal is good for the gather. If the men are well treated, the same thing to our female footballers.
Right. Thank you very much, Samali. Well, interesting. Let me let you come in.
I was actually talking about the fact that the ladies would, you know, work so hard, and our government would always treat them like that. Some of the ladies are working so hard, but they don't get the opportunities that some have gotten, like the Azizas and Co that are outside the country. For instance, she's with the Arsenal female football, and you know she has made a mark already. But some of her mates are struggling, and this is for those kind of women that she's certainly talking for.
Okay, let me take Ajibola. Ajibola, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Thank God I got so this is my first time.
Same to
Welcome
you.
to the show.
Happy New Year to you too.
Same to you. I've always been part of the show, you know, through the Twitter handle. So I think on the issue you are talking about today, you know, the issue of sports, I think is the same thing with our whole general society generally. In Nigeria, you know, because we don't have system that
System failure.
you know helps us to reach our potential. So for the same thing with sports, for other countries, you see them that they have a system. When they go for competition, they already have a system of reward. Everything is, you don't even see players coming out that I need this, I need that. Once you qualify, once you win the trophy, there's already a system that they used to reward them, and you know everybody just they get their rewards maybe through their accounts or everything. You will not even hear anything. So, but in this case, you know, because of government involvement in almost everything, you are waiting for the sport minister, you are waiting for the NFF chairman to come and say, okay, this is what we are going to. Instead of you just putting down a structure, a system that reward people, and people will just know that, okay, once I win this is what I'm going to get.
Thanks very much, Ajibola. Thank you very much. Yes, YK.
I want to take some tweets. Adebayo says most countries do not have a structure to cater for women in sports in general. Omola Jaolatunji, no, I don't agree that it's the societal issue. It's basically the unprofessional running of the sports ministry. John Owoni, Assisat is right. Africa and Niger still believe women is second place. Could
this just be incompetence on the side of the FFM? Not necessarily about treating women in a certain way, because we've seen in the past where our female athletes have actually gotten the support they needed. So this could just be poor management from the part of the NFF.
If we decide to look at it based on the last few months of this current administration under Dalong, yes, you can say that you can blame it on the incompetence, because even other organizations that have involved men have not been well funded, even with the case of going to
exactly. So
Rio,
it's not peculiar to the women.
Going to Olympics.
Let me take Yakub 1 second. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Same to you, ma. Murayo, you see, I quite agree with Adisa Joshua. You see, this country will continue to find ourselves in this kind of situation for one reason. In as much as government still includes themselves in a sport in this country, you'll find out that government involvement, they always play politics with everything in this country. Have you ever seen a situation where the government will give appointment as a sport minister to footballer, ex-footballer, rather than giving to ex-footballer that already passed through the pain, know the terrain, know what is happening to the footballer, and both men and female, they will give it to themselves. And then now, Nigerian citizens quite aware that this present sports minister, I'm sure, is supposed to be gone. Now, Mr. President, research to something early this morning. I follow you up when you are reading the paper. Why is it that President failed to research to this very particular minister's case? When we are calling for the two remain in the office?
Yeah, right.
Three.
Thank you very much, Yakub. You're very right. We're all saying the same thing. It's time for a reshuffle in that area. Yes.
Yeah, but I was wondering, because I know that the sports ministry is one thing, but then NFF, they are another thing, and they are a law unto themselves.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring in our guest, who's the fastest 100-meter runner. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Sheye Ogunlewe is Nigerian track and field sprinter who specializes in 100 meters. He was the finalist in the 4x100 meter at the 2015 All-Africa Games. He won the 100 meters at the Nigerian Championships in 2015 and 2016, respectively. Welcome to the show. You can call us on 070-80668014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so you can read your tweets. So Sheye, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
So when did you start running?
I started running in high school in 2004, and I was just doing it casually. Everyone used to run at one point in time, I'm guessing. And during that time, I was fast. I realized I was quick. Everybody thinks they're quick at one point in time, and I just.
You're the fastest runner in school.
I was, not really. I was not the fastest in my school at that time. There were other people that were quicker than me, but when I moved to school in Ireland, I just said,
okay, was it hard work or just long legs?
It was talent. It was just pure talent that just took me to that level, and I qualified for the World Juniors in 2010 from pure talent, just training twice a week in the evening when it's cold. I didn't really know what I was doing. And from then, like someone saw me and said, Sheye, you could do this professionally. I said, okay, cool, I'll give you a shot. Then I moved to London and started training professionally, and everything's been HTC.
How did your parents accept for you to start training professionally when they sent you to London and read your books?
Yeah, they didn't really accept it when I started, but in 2014, when I came second at the Nigerian trials, my dad saw the paper. I was like,
okay,
second
then
Nigeria.
makes sense.
I was like, okay, cool. I'll support you. And since then, but I've also done what they sent me to.
Okay, you're done with your school.
Yeah, I have my law and politics degree. I'm currently doing my master's in law, oil and gas, and I've done what they want me to do. So
you want to do what you want to do now?
Yeah, they've given me full support, and I understand where they're coming from as well. There's life after sport, so.
With a master's in law, do you think you'd go far in athletics and sports? Or you're thinking of diverting, going back to your?
No, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm just doing everything I can this moment in time to make that area better And as I'm doing track and field as well, it's not affecting me. Like, I know how to manage my time. I've done it before.
Are you sure that your study isn't taking you away from being the best you can be sport-wise?
We could say that to some extent, but last year when I was running, I was bored. When I used to just run in the morning, I come home, I didn't do anything. I read books, I watch videos of myself, I watch videos of other people, I do a lot of psychology. But I realized that I was getting bored. I was not.
There was nothing else challenging.
Yeah, there was nothing, not challenging me per se, just that I was losing what I went to school to do for 4 years or 5 years. And this year I just said I'll do a master's. It doesn't take anything from me. The classes are at night, 6 to 8 o'clock. So, and they know I do track and field as well. So if you want to come to class, fine. If you don't want to come to class, fine. We know that you, I'm not special, but
a star.
I want to deviate from you now, because when I was reading the research, I read that you actually were at the Rio
Olympics,
Yes. So how were we? Because Nigeria, we didn't do well at all.
Yes, definitely not.
Can you tell me why you think we didn't do well, and what was your experience exactly?
I'll take the second question first. My experience was overwhelming. Like 2008, I set my goals to get to the Olympic Games, but I didn't get there in 2012. But in 2016, I got to the Olympic Games. So going to the Olympics and rubbing shoulders with the best athletes in the world was overwhelming. That is where you want to be. That's the pinnacle of the sport. That's why I train every day. You know, so going out there to see my hero, Usain Bolt, and other track and field athletes, swimming, tennis, Djokovic, everyone was good. Was a good.
Did you feel proud of representing Nigeria?
Yeah. No, I was proud of myself. You know that.
you proud? You didn't say like
proud of yourself.
No, I was
or
proud
the
of
country?
myself because I set my goal.
Okay, there you are.
I set my goal and I got to it. But going back to your question, yeah, we could have done better. You know, there's always room for improvement. But I just feel like the organization and everything, thinking about it, that we know about this event like way before, you know, could have been better. But that's out of my own hands. I can't really do much about it. I can only just try my best and keep training hard.
Still following on Waike's question, you know that some of your colleagues that were at this Rio Olympics had to go through GoFundMe to get the funds. Did you have to resort to that?
No. Let me elaborate on that. The GoFundMe, I don't think anyone funded themselves to the Olympic Games. That was just a mishap during the time. You know, the government actually sorted out that situation when everybody started making the GoFundMe page, when people went on Twitter and started, you know, Nigerians actually went behind all the athletes, and at the end of the day, we got paid and we went to the Olympic Games. They paid for us to go to the Olympics. So no one actually used the GoFundMe page. I don't think anyone did.
Okay.
Were you amongst the people that were stranded in Atlanta?
No, I was not in Atlanta.
Those are the football
team.
I was in London, so I moved.
I know that a lot of people when you read about people in sport, it is based on their coach. Like they have this person that is working with them, motivating them, and the Morris change was because he got a new person that was on him. Do you have anybody working with you to help you become?
I have a team. I have a team around me that help me every day. You know, to become the best I can be.
Really?
You know, I have a team. I have a physio. I have a coach.
Who pays them?
That's a different question. Well, that is funded by me, and special thanks to Union Bank who came on board last year. Special thanks to TMC, Temple Management Company, who came on board last year as well. So they help in whichever way possible to make me, you know, be the best I can be.
Fantastic.
Sorry to take you back. Those are private.
Nigeria.
Yes,
those are private companies.
Yes.
What part of government? I want to really, we just talked about, you know, how government has abandoned the female football team. I want to really understand who is responsible for this within the government, within the Ministry of Sports. How are you supposed to approach them? How do they approach you?
How do they
Who's supposed to support you?
No one supports me. The government doesn't support me.
Really?
Yes, they don't support
me. Have you ever tried to get
No, there's no need for me to try and get. You know of me. You know who I am. There's no need for me to come and meet you. You know I'm the Nigerian 100-meter champion. You know I went to the Olympic Games. You know I've been running for Nigeria since 2014. You know of me. You know I was meant to run for Nigeria in 2010. Wow. You know I was 20 years in 2010. So you know my story. So it's not like I just came out.
They should approach you.
Yeah, it's not like I just came out of nowhere to just start running. Like you know of me. You know that there's a Sheogle who can get better in the long run. But it's not my call.
With support.
Yeah. It's not my call.
Okay. What do you think of what we said earlier about female players?
I find that very, very, you know, very, very, very strange, because if someone wins something, like that's big. That's big for the whole country. We're meant to celebrate them because they won. You know, they're the African champions. But as I said, some of these calls are like not for me to say. Like, this is just my own opinion.
Yeah.
You know, other people have their own opinions. So, like, I think that situation has been sorted now. So.
Okay.
That's that.
I saw a documentary sometime on TVC Sports about how Nigerian athletes were being bought over by other countries, especially this country in the Middle East, Bahrain and co. Some of them Christians have to take Muslim names to to identify with the countries to represent them in the Olympics because of monetary gains. Because these countries put in too much funds for them, and they prepare them, they support them. How do you feel about Nigerians, a brain drain in the sport?
Or are you even thinking of doing the same?
I'll take the first question first. You can't blame them. Like, you can't blame anyone who goes to run for another country if their home country is not supporting them, regardless of how patriotic you can be. Different people have different goals in sports. Some people might be monetary, some people might be passion, some people might just love it. But those people you realize that when they go, they become better.
Yeah.
All of them that have gone have become better. They've not just stalled. Yeah. So we should look at it in that way. Like, I go to run for Bahrain, I become better, my life changes, I don't worry about other things. So you can't blame them.
Yeah.
And as for me, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking of getting better, for Nigeria, and hopefully I can be one of the best. But this cannot happen without anybody supporting me. But as I said before, like, I'm thankful to Temple management who've come on board. I'm thankful to Union Bank and my parents, But I'm just fortunate. Not every athlete has a father or a mother that can afford to support them. I'm just fortunate and I'm lucky to have that. So those are the kind of things. So you can't blame people that don't have that kind of opportunity.
Well said. And can I just read this tweet? I want to comment on this tweet. Yes. It says, we do not value creativity. We only celebrate mediocrity. Olympics is a jamboree for officials. From Adebayo, what do you think about that statement? That Olympic is a jamboree for the officials.
When I went to the Olympic Games, I didn't really focus on how many officials that were there because I'm deviating from what I'm there to do. Yeah. I was there to perform to the best of my ability. If that was to make the semi-final, or to make the final, or to get a medal, that's what I'm not. If I go there and start counting, there are 20 officials here, or there are 30 officials, I'm going away from what I went there to do. So I don't know how many officials there were there. There were a few. I know the people that were meant to be there. They were there. So that is.
Okay, I want you to walk us through how you train because a lot of young kids out there who like to also run. They like to. They're doing well in school and they're first in all their inter-house sports and they all like to be like you. How do you train? What did you put in to get to this point?
Yeah, I like that question because one of my goals in my career is to inspire the next generation. Because I went to school in Lagos, I went to Atlantic Opoka, and I became Nigeria's fastest man from a private school. There are thousands of kids everywhere in Lagos who can be better than me. As I told you, I was not the best. I was one of the best, maybe like second or third. But I train every day, 6 days a week. Depends on what my coach says and depends on what we're preparing for and time of the year. So I do some days I do 2 sessions a day. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we do 2 sessions, and Tuesdays. It's very gruesome. It's very, very hard. When you get to the level that I am right now, but for the kids in school.
But do you have a life? Do you go party? Just
yeah, I try to enjoy myself when I come home. I try to chill with my friends.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend actually. I know.
You don't have a girlfriend?
No.
You don't need a girlfriend right now. Trust me.
He knows. 25. He knows.
No, you don't need it. When you're 30, we'll start looking for you right now.
He's a very focused young man.
Yeah, so I'm not really thinking about that side. But for youths, they should just stick to their talent, whatever. It can be anything. It could be mathematics, it could be playing chess, it could be playing football, it could be drama.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll keep talking to this fine boy. Stay in the building. It's fine.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Go ahead, please.
I have a question. You see, we all know that the government isn't doing all that it should do.
Yeah.
However, do you think that they're politicizing priority on some people among your colleagues that are doing sports within Nigeria? Is there anyone you think is getting this thing attention from the government that you think could come to you? Is anyone being supported by the government?
That I can't say. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. So whatever I'm saying will just be vague and just be misinterpreting what you're telling me right now. I'm not sure if anyone is getting support. I've not heard of anyone getting support. I don't think anyone gets support.
Don't you think you should ask? Because there's a budget for the Ministry of Sports.
My own question is the cocoa. What do you think the government should do, and what they are not? To me, there is no reason, because you said you were the fastest.
You're not the fastest.
You were not the fastest in your school. So there is no reason why Nigeria cannot be collecting 15, 20 gold medals if we were doing the right thing. So please advise the government.
There are a few things that we can do, you know, like we could look at from where I stay in London. There's a funding system, and those funds are generated from the lottery funding. So it's not like the government that, like this lottery funding, like everyone that plays lotto or whatever it is, that those funds, some of it is taken out and given to sports.
Wow.
So yes, so there are criteria in every sport, you know, but like I think it was only 6-7 sports that went to Olympic Games, because we know that you can't take horse riding to Olympic Games because Nigerians don't horse ride. So there are like 5-6 sports that we know that okay, we could potentially get medals in.
Okay, let me pause you for a second. I've got Babs. Are you still there?
I am.
Sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Good morning.
You are also engrossed with the Chinese of this board and its presentation that you are not taking our calls. Anyway, that's a good one for the morning. Show you are repping well.
Sure, yeah.
And I pray that you get to the utmost, to the apex of your career.
Amen.
And I
Amen.
hope
Thank
you
very
won't
much.
abandon your dream. Just like the current African record holder in 100 meters, who had a 9.85. He's actually a member of the Royal Army in England right now, because he abandoned his dream because we're not getting any representation from the home office here.
All right. Thank you,
Going
Babs.
back to, hold on. Going back to...
Thanks, Babs. Sorry about that. We have just a few minutes left. Going back to England, the model that is being... So you're saying that they use some budget from the lotto to help support sports?
Yes.
Interesting.
And they don't take up all sports.
No, they take up sports that have potential to get medals at the Olympic Games. So it could be track, football. No, I don't think football is there. I think the other sports, karate and all this, other boxing, and they support them.
You were talking about training in London, and we have facilities here. Whenever you're here, which facilities do you think is still good to be used? I was born around the National Stadium, and when I pass it now, I don't feel that anything, feeling any more passing it. And do you use it? What do you think should be improved about it?
I use Teslim Balogun Stadium, which is
opposite the National Stadium.
Yeah, which is not national because I don't think that functions. I don't think there's a track there.
Wow.
So I use Teslim Balogun Stadium, which has a track, and which is fine. Like, it just has the basic amenities for me to train, but it is not at the standard at which I use in London or anywhere else in the world.
Let me take Festus. Festus, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning, Festus. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to first of all congratulate the guy on your program this morning.
Thank you.
I really want to appreciate what he's doing for himself, despite the government is not there. But I want to also let everybody over there know that for this great nation, we should be able to identify stars. This is a young man who has proven himself in so many ways and came out #1 in Nigeria. And the federal government have not seen this man. No, it's an error, and that error must be corrected. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because at that point where you won that 100 meters, somebody should have taken your details, contacted you, you come to Nigeria, have a meeting, see what we can do to support you.
Have you ever had
towards the next Olympics.
With the minister?
No. As I said, like it doesn't have to be when I won the 100 meters.
Yeah, well,
the Nigerian government knew of me, or the Nigerian Federation, Athletic Federation knew of me since 2010.
Wow.
Yes, and I made it clear to them because I'm very confident. You know, and my ability and myself. I made it clear to them that I'm going to be good. I said I was going to be good. I just said it. I just believed I was going to be good. And I said, support me. Like, in the long run, I might be better than what I am right now. But it was just a vague comment, and no one took it seriously. But unfortunately for me, I won the Nigerian championships 2 years ago, and I was Nigerian champion again last year. And I told them, you see, I told you like 10 years ago.
So, what are your goals?
My goal, after every Olympic cycle, we set up 4-year goals again. And this year there's the World Championship this year. Next year there's the Commonwealth Games. Then 2019 there's the World Championship again. Then
So all you do is just train for these things?
Yes, we trained for 4 years on the bounce.
Okay, do you get any endorsement?
Gold, that medal.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it real gold?
It's heavy. I know it's heavy.
So you're not even sure whether it's real gold?
It should be.
I'm sure it is.
Regardless if it's real gold or not, you're not going to sell it because the Olympic medal.
No, I'm just asking.
I think it is, I'm not sure.
I was going to say, because aside government support, companies could come and endorse you, you know.
Yeah, those are the kind of things. That's why I signed with Temple Management. You know, we're looking, hopefully, if any sponsor is watching and wants to support my dream and my goal,
support.
Please contact Temple Management.
They will
support
help you.
me. Hopefully, I can make your company proud and break boundaries and become one of the best athletes in the world.
So Usain Bolt, your
idol.
So did you meet him? Did you guys?
Yes. I met Usain Bolt. I've met him a few times.
Did you say you're going to be better than him?
He just laughs when you say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just giggle because he's retiring next year. So this year.
Yeah. What age do you retire as a?
It depends. It depends on your goal. It depends on how driven you are. If you don't have any more goals, if you're not driven, you've done everything you want to do, I think it's best you just.
So is Usain Bolt going to retire?
Yes, this year he's going to retire.
How old is he?
He's 30, I think.
That's young.
What kind of nonsense 30?
That's Super Eagles'
age.
Okay, you have a master's in law. You have an alternative.
Yeah.
When you retire, there's something you want to fall back on. But most athletes in Nigeria just train to be, what they do, sports, and they don't have any other things. What advice do you have for those?
I feel when you start, like the kids, when you start, you need to set up your goals. If you want to go into sport full time, fine. If you think you can make it, fine, but just realize that there's life after sport. Like when you finish, what would you be doing? You just sit down in your house and be looking around and be playing with your kids.
Staring at the medals.
Yeah. So when I started, I said I'm going to go to school. Like I want to go to school because there's life after sports. So I set up my goals. I've done my degree. I have a joint honors in law and politics.
You have to sign out. Any last words for anybody out there?
Anybody out there? Set your goals. Go for 110%, be disciplined and pray. And
tell us how you felt the first time you put that medal on your neck.
I felt good. I want to win one.
So if you're going to have a girlfriend, a lot of young girls seeing this fine, pretty looking guy. What's your spec?
His goals are in
it.
I don't have a spec. I just want
you don't want to go and marry white woman.
I just want someone that believes in me.
Don't get white girls in Nigeria.
I support what I do.
Don't just be a white girl. We'll fight you.
This is your mom.
White girl.
This is your mom telling you London.
Make sure. Cannot speak. It doesn't have to be even Yoruba. It can be any. Just be Nigeria. Please.
That's black and
we wish you all the best.
If you want to marry Senegalese,
please. Don't try it. That's what we're going to take on the show. See you tomorrow. I feel like a mommy. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.